Hi, I'm Marc Loftus, and in this post TV podcast, I'm speaking with the team at Farmerswife. I'd like to welcome CEO Stephen Elliott and Product Engineer Manager Michelle Griffin to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Marc.
Pleasure. Thanks for inviting us.
So, I know a little bit about Farmerswife. For our audience that maybe isn't familiar with the company, can you give us a little bit of a background on the company and some of the solutions that you're offering? And I know that you have some new products that we're going to talk about as well.
Yeah, sure. So Farmerswife as a company has been around 22 years, so we're pretty well established in the media industry. We provide a resource scheduling, facility management, media management platform for post-production, production, broadcasters, education, rental companies, etc. Just anybody in the media industry. It's a very scalable product. You can start off using it for very small companies, but you can scale it up to very big, global organizations. So we have a mix of, Warner's, Sony's, Apple, the sort of big companies, but we're also very proud to have a lot of these smaller boutique companies. A lot of universities use Farmerswife, and our new product Cirkus. That's where we come from.
Okay, and as far as Farmerswife, the utilities, it deals with billing, it deals with resource management, I would guess scheduling time and stuff. Can you talk how that breaks out a little bit depending on what a user might need it for, the different scenarios?
Yeah, I mean, it runs end to end. So it's literally everything from doing your budgets and your quotes for your project and production. So planning up your resources you might need for that, the costs, you provide, really good, accurate, budgets to bid for projects. Then obviously when the project is running, you can have all your resources, people, equipment, expenses, everything sort of costed and tied down. You can track those costs as you go through the project. Very, very powerful sort of scheduling tools for managing that. You can, get a lot of data out of there for financial data, etc. And it goes all the way through, to the end where you literally spit out the invoicing and you have the last sort of financial analysis and everything in between. So it's an end-to-end tool.
Okay. How has the past year or so affected you as a company and your clients as a company? Do you find that they're depending on it more so because of obviously the COVID restrictions and the remote collaboration that then takes that much more management?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's obviously been a very strange year to say the least.
Yeah.
But, we've been very busy, very, very busy. Actually, the previous year we were quite busy as well. I mean, for the reasons you said, a lot of our clients are working from home. So they've been sort of needing more of their users and freelancers to be using and accessing Farmerswife, to be able to manage these kind of virtual productions or remote productions rather. So we've just been very busy on that side. We've had a lot of new clients still signing up, again, a mixture of small and big clients. And again, across geographically, we're very big in the UK and the US, but other regions as well have been very busy.
How do clients take advantage of Farmerswife? Is it a subscription based? Is it web based? Can you talk about, and then how many seats within a facility would it need? Is it one central person that's managing it across the facility? Is it multiple seats within a facility?
Yeah, again, it's very scalable. I mean, you can either buy the software and install it locally if you prefer the security and you want to have that internal at your own server, or 90% of our clients buy it clouded. So we just do a subscription based model. You can start off literally with one advanced user. If you're just a small company wanting to get started, and then you can scale that up, per user, advanced user or web user, which are the creative users. So we could go that way and that way.
Okay. And you have a newer product now that I know takes advantage of the cloud called Cirkus. Can you talk a little bit about that and how it is complementary to Farmerswife and how it also adds additional features?
Yeah,
Michelle? Yeah, I can take that one. Cirkus came about a few years ago. We were actually working with one of the teams in Apple who were looking at using Farmerswife, but then they started talking more about wanting more collaborative solutions, so something where they could handle tasks and have some, assignment and collaboration on those tasks. And that, through working with them, we started this project of Cirkus. And Cirkus originally started out around task management and collaboration. So that team were using it in a post kind of workflow for compression and ingest and file handling type requests, assignment of those requests, and collaboration through files and comments on the platform. And since then, it's evolved more. Obviously, the team here have a lot of experience with scheduling and project management, and we've brought that to Cirkus as well. So Cirkus now has task management and collaboration, scheduling, a lighter scheduling than Farmerswife, but scheduling, time reporting, and it's available on the cloud. So we have Cirkus.com, which is like a public cloud subscription service, which is self-service. You can sign up, you can download the apps from the App Store. And then we also have like a private cloud offering as well. So, it depends really on what your requirements are. We can fit to that. And Cirkus you can use as a standalone product, which is kind of where it initialized from. But then recently we've also looked more at integrating it with Farmerswife. So those kind of users that Stephen mentioned, the creatives and the doers, we kind of have this vision that the back end and the heavy lifting of the financials and the project planning can be done in Cirkus. Then the doing, can be done in Farmerswife. Then the doing happens in Cirkus, the time reporting, the task completion, and all of those, real work that happens on the project then can flow back to Farmerswife for the financial impact. So this is the number of tasks that were done, this is the time that it took, and that flowing back to Farmerswife, which can then turn into an invoice for the product. So the whole project end to end can flow through both platforms, and Cirkus is offering something new for that, for the creatives. The interface is quite simple. We focus a lot on the design. We have a native Mac app and iOS app, so very tight with the Apple design philosophy and the simplicity of that design. So it's very quick to pick up and use without training. And yeah, we think it's kind of a new angle for some of our existing Farmerswife clients. And also Cirkus on its own is, it's a lighter weight task management and scheduling solution than Farmerswife. So it's really exciting time for us to have both of these products out there individually and then as an integrated solution as well.
I could see how that would work. Cirkus actually managing a file as it goes through a process, whether it has to be encoded for different deliverables or given to visual effects or given to different things, manage where that file is and how many people are touching it and who is allowed to touch it. And then Farmerswife on the back end collectively billing, the life cycle of that file.
Exactly.
Yeah. Who were, you mentioned that this was kind of spawned out of a relationship that you had with Apple. How new is Cirkus, and is it in the hands of users at this point?
Yes, it is. That team in Apple have been using for 5 years maybe. Yeah, and then we launched on the cloud a couple of years ago as a public service. And since then, we have a number of post-production houses and audio production using it. We have a couple of teams in Germany, Sonnen Film Studios. We have No Parking in Denmark, who are using both platforms together. So they're using that kind of workflow where they start up their projects in Farmerswife, and then all of the doing is happening in Cirkus, because the interface, for them, it's a nice, new, fresh interface to use. And then they're sending back the actuals from what's happened on the project back to Farmerswife for billing purposes. So yeah, we have a number of post houses using it at the moment, and a lot of interest from both our existing Farmerswife clients and from new clients too. It's nice to see new interfaces on the market, and we're investing a lot in both products, but Cirkus is our kind of evolution of Farmerswife, so it's exciting for us as well to have a new product to develop.
But they will remain as two separate products because different users have different needs. You may need the more minutia of file management, and others may not need the billing as much because they're not on the financial side. So I could see why they would be two separate products.
Yeah, and I do want to stress that this is not like a replacement for Farmerswife. The Farmerswife product platform's been around for 22 years. It's going to be around for another 20 odd years because there's such complex needs that our big clients have. We've done so much custom development into the product that that's not going to go away. This Cirkus is a very nice complementary kind of add-on to Farmerswife, but it's also a very powerful standalone system.
Mm-hmm. What do you see for the year ahead? Do you have product development in mind later on in 2022 that you can talk about, or anything that you're working on now, just as a teaser maybe?
Yeah, I guess, the Farmerswife platform just keeps on going, keeps on rolling with new sort of additions and custom things that get requested. But I'll kind of focus from January through most of the next year. There'll be a lot of work on the integration between Farmerswife and Cirkus, making it more integrated, so we can go to our existing clients and give them this nice, fresh kind of extended workflow. So that's a big thing what we'll do. But we've also got a number of big Cirkus projects, running through next year, and some of that will has some custom development, which is great for the product because it's good stuff to get in the product. But it's we like to be client driven, I guess. We've always been like that with the original Farmerswife product. We're driven by what the customers want, and that's how we kind of grow the product. If you like.
Mm-hmm. You have is it your website that has tutorials or further information? Do you want to direct maybe our audience to another resource where they could learn more?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, both, we have the two websites, farmerswife.com and cirkus.com, circus with a K. Both has access to a lot of tutorials and a lot of videos, case studies, some customers, how they're using it, that sort of thing. So, yeah.
The way forward. Learning from the past 22 years, we have grown deep roots of experience and constantly adapted to the media industry's needs. Evolution is a long and connected path. People are a big part of this evolution, providing the bedrock on which our products can take root and flourish. Introducing Cirkus, a new solution from Farmerswife. Evolution, the way forward. Discover more at evolution.farmerswife.com.
Cool. Well, I mean, that's a great overview, Stephen and Michelle. I want to thank you for taking a few minutes to kind of give us an overview on Farmerswife and your newer releases. Hopefully we can follow up in the months to come and see how things progress.
Sounds great.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us again.